Amazonia Interim House of Representatives, Dr. Winnie Lobati, the chairlady of the Ethics Committee, Madame Dorotingwa, all members of government and county and LGA executives here present. The following close collaborators of mine in the interim government from Lebialem: Barrister Timothy Mbesa, Chairman of the Amazonia Judicial Council, our distinguished county coordinator for Lebialem and county local government chair for Alo, Chairman Efwet Valerie, the Honorable Festus Asong, representing Fontem LGA in the IHR, all traditional and spiritual leaders here represented, civil society representatives, dear people of the great county of Lebialem, fellow Amazonians. Let us start this draft session by honoring the thousands of brave compatriots in arms who lost their lives in Lebialem. Let's also honor the memory of innocent civilians who were massacred by La République du Cameroon and their genocidaires when Lebialem was the epicenter of liberation machinery. A moment of silence, please. May they all rest in power, and may their sacrifice continue to fuel and water the tree of our freedom. Today, we are in the county of warriors, the birthplace of our dreaded ARF Red Dragons, whose bravery in battle inspired our liberation struggle and put the enemy on constant notice that our unshakable resolve to liberate our homeland is here. Our Ambazonia Restoration Forces in Lebialem defined the trajectory of our liberation endeavor as far as the ground game is concerned. The enemy forces met the wrath of the no-nonsense FM, the only one whose ingenious military innovations helped to dissolve the myth of the enemy's invisibility in this great county, forcing colonial administrators to self-deport from Lebialem. They suffered countless defeats in battle under my watch, and thanks to the warrior spirit of the people of Lebialem. Let's not forget the lesson we all learned from this county. You showed us a semblance of, or has shown us a semblance of, what a liberated Amazonian territory looks like, void of any resident colonial administrator, but under the authority and control of our forces and community leaders. Unfortunately, these military gains were short-circuited by some revolutionary merchants who dressed themselves as comrades amongst us. These dubious deal-makers deceived the former FM of Lebialem and tried to use him to secure command and control of our resistance and probably use his allegiance to project ownership of the People's Revolution. They reached out to the Paul Tassons for their own share of blood-stained dollars from Etudi. These people used, corrupted, and misled our forces and betrayed our people, and the same people they purported to fight for. These La République du Cameroon CPDM regime henchmen and apologists infiltrated our ranks and shook the core of our resistance in Lebialem. They told gross lies to the sons and daughters of this great county, some of whom decided to jump ship in the middle of this ocean and float on imaginary balloons to nowhere. Despite the heavy disruptions by the coup plotters in this county, I can tell you today that Lebialem picked up the pieces, and we have bounced back thanks to the dynamic leadership we have here. And let me use this opportunity to thank and encourage the visionary leadership of Lebialem County Chair, in the person of Mr. Valerie, for fearlessly sticking with the truth and our genuine Ambazonia structures. We have rebelled, Lebialem, or we are doing so, and we have done so in record time. Those who try to use the tribe as a trump card to derail the people of this great county or divide the struggle in Lebialem should be ashamed of themselves and must take the blame for any ensuing deaths and massacres of our vulnerable people in the villages of Lebialem we would have defended. Those who are killing us don't care about our tribes. Why should the victims worry about the tribes of anyone or the tribe of anyone doing his best to defend him? History will shame those who engineered such counter-revolutionary maneuvers that destabilize or almost destabilize our dreaded Red Dragons of Lebialem. But above all, when all is done, history will remember and forever remember you who stood on the side of truth and stemmed the tides of the spoilers as the true architects of our nation. Thank God that the ARFs, like our forces throughout the territory, are like the mythological phoenixes. They rise from their ashes with renewed vigor and bravery for a new life cycle. Lebialem is back. Dear ARFs of Lebialem, brave sons and daughters of Fontem Alo and Wabane, you are here today to make Ambazonia proud. You have weathered the eye of the storm, despite the general challenges characterized by infiltrations and dwindled diaspora numbers. The fight is not in the diaspora, it is in your hands. The good thing is the chaffs have been separated from the flour. A coherent minority is better than a divided majority. Some have unfortunately landed in La République du Cameroon DDR prisons, while others have joined the Hall of Shame by quitting the revolution. Never mind, because this will not have the final word. The God of Ambazonia will. The learning curve was steep, but you adapted fast to the present reality. You are fewer but more united and focused today than 2 years ago. The finishers of every long race are fewer than those who began the race, and they only shall write the full story of that race. You are once more raking havoc on enemy targets. Thank you, brave ones. You trusted in the leadership of your county and that of your interim government, and that trust is yielding fruits. Even the naysayers and colonial talks on the ground are surprised by how quick you regrouped, refueled, and started refiring. Just when they tuned the song of victory, that is when the rumbling of Le Français and Fontem Asongani resurfaced from the invisible hills. As your CIC, I have followed your every step in your self-defense journey. You, the ARFs of Lebialem, remain one of the finest patriotic forces that Ambazonia still has. You gave your all, and you give your all to make sure trained La République du Cameroon genocide talks face hell in your county. You fight to win. You are not fighting to earn a deal from the enemy's table. Today, your brothers and sisters of Lebialem diaspora and all Ambazonians from Lebialem and beyond are here to assure you of our unconditional support for all who are holding the fort. Our resolve is that as long as there is someone fighting La République, there is someone to support. That is the true meaning of all for one and one for all. Our prayer is, let your renewed offensives against the enemy bring back the good memories of the invisible ARFs of the Red Dragons of Lebialem. My dear people of Fontem, Alo, and Wabane, on the home front. Fellow compatriots, the overwhelming majority of you have stood with our forces despite some excesses, despite manipulations of the so-called La République elite of your county, despite the pain you have suffered because of the perils of war. You still support our forces despite the challenges posed by infiltrators and betrayers. Above all, you have stood up for your interim government as we continue prosecuting this liberation war. Please continue to provide actionable intelligence and support to our heroes, your own children. I feel the pain you feel daily from losing a loved one, just like I did, or your homes being burned like ours was, or losing your livelihood because of a senseless war declared on us by our cruel neighbors called La République du Congo. Not to mention the thousands of helpless IDPs and refugees from your county spread all over. You have not done any wrong to deserve all this. Let me assure you that we are making giant strides in our liberation quest, and we are now closer to Boya than when we started. With the revolutionary waves affecting Africa and coming closer to Amazonia, it is just a matter of time for our country to be entirely free. I encourage you to endure and be patient. We must all sing the victory song in Boya sooner than later because the blood of your sons and daughters has not been shed in vain. Never measure the absence of gunshots to mean the victory or victory to La République. In our context of self-defense, it means and can really mean La République is not attacking us. Our defensive forces cannot go shooting in the air just to prove that they are still there or they are in charge when the enemy forces have tactically withdrawn or retreated. Until the enemy secures command and control of our 42,000 square kilometers, not just in a few cities, the war is not yet over. Dear financial warriors and supporters of Lebialem draft, thank you all for showing up again tonight to support Lebialem County. Let us never forget that despite the challenges, this county has always been a pacesetter, even in financial contributions. And because of the experience and know-how of the ARFs in this county, they are not asking for fish. They want to go fishing because they know how to fish. All they need today is the minimum to go fishing, and we will be seeing outstanding results. That I can assure you. They deserve our utmost support to continue to revamp our ARFs across the board and counter the continued genocide on our people. Since the beginning of this year, our focus has been the rebuilding of Lebialem. We did this thanks to some help from the federal draft. Thank you once more for contributing purposefully in line with the Ambazonia spirit in you, which says that no county shall be left behind. You know, with more financial capacity, our self-defense capacities shall be beefed up. We have the manpower, the know-how, and the experience. So maintenance of an army is far cheaper than starting an army. Give like one is sure to win. We cannot be discouraged by anyone to stop helping the cause when the enemy is at our doorstep, still ready to kill more of our people. Tell those who want to excuse their way to freedom that freedom shall come only by drafting, not by dodging. Tell them who reconciliation that this should begin by drafting for those who had stopped for any reason. This is why we are here tonight. Let's all draft generously so that our ARFs in Lebialem will make us even prouder again. Comrades, let us honor our heroes and heroines by performing our own share of this financial and patriotic duty tonight. Let the 2023 draft for Lebialem County commence. Viva the great people of Lebialem and viva the brave people of the Federal Republic of Amazonia. ARF, you are included. God bless you.